Brendan with the nice hanging out in the backyard. Yeah. Boy, I tell you what, we just need I'm gonna go to the beach tomorrow. I'll do this call from the beach tomorrow.
I got kicked out by the missus. She had a meeting inside, so I'm outside today.
That's all good, brother. All right. Good morning, guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Another solid day. Had a game week Wednesday. Kind of jumps into a little bit of two-minute situations. Third down situations. A little introduction to red zone. Just kind of continuing to get some good work, trying to keep the speed, but also having an emphasis of an introduction to Georgia Tech. Like I said earlier in the week, it's really kind of a split focus. We want to get an introduction to what they do or what we've seen that they do. Obviously, a new year, everything's going to be different, in some aspects. But we also just our major priority is just that we are taking care of ourselves and improving, building, and the consistency of what we're asking our guys to do. Continue to build upon the fundamentals of physicality and just the overall mindset and approach that we have. And so, I thought there were some good things that showed up. We're able to get check off a couple more special teams emphasis, and set up for a really important finish to this week here in the next couple of days.
First question will be Irish.
Hey, Coach. I know you guys didn't play against you and Coach Collins didn't play against each other when you were in the AAC, but I'm sure you saw his teams a lot on film, and also I'm curious if you got to know him much just in the conference. And what did you see when you saw his teams on film? What did you see from them?
Teams that played hard. You could tell, some similar philosophical approaches to the mindset, the little things that show up. They play with great effort, physicality, a lot of versatility in the schemes and what they try to do. You'll see. Offensively and defensively, you'll see so many different looks and packages. They play to the strengths of their personnel. I think each year, they look a little bit different, but playing to what their guys do well. And Coach Collins is a really good football coach. He's had success throughout the course of his career, in all aspects. And this is a team that is coming into their second year. Within that culture, and you see the growth just physically for what they've done when you look at the roster and manage that from a year ago to where they are now. It's impressive, and I got a lot of respect for him. Don't know him really well. It was we would be coaches meetings, be around each other, but definitely a lot of respect for how he does things.
Next question will be Andrea.
Like, I know you guys usually get a lot of time to start doing scouting reports on your week one opponent, and obviously that's not the case in this situation. So can you just describe for me how the coaching staff went about trying to cram for this week one game without the amount of time that you're normally used to having?
We tried to be as efficient with our time as possible. The biggest focus with us missing spring practice, we really had to get a lot of work on our implementation of our schemes and the fundamental growth and all those things. And so when there was a few days where we had a couple hours that we could spare, and we tried to make sure that our coaching staff got an early look once the schedule actually came out. We knew that we'd start off in Georgia Tech. We tried to get some individual assignments and just background information. And then, with every off day that we've had, we've as a coaching staff have put some time into that as well. And so we're looking back for years throughout Coach Collins' past. Offensively, defensively, special teams, just trying to get the best sense. But that's the thing about week one. There's always going to be something that you probably haven't seen before. There's things that we're going to do that are probably different than what they've studied. We've got it's one of the benefits of our staff now. Our offensive staff is different than what it's ever been. You sit there and you have three guys that have been coordinators, another that's been a head coach, or two that have been head coaches, and so we're taking bits and pieces of everything that that fits our players and our personnel, and it's going to be the same defensively, special teams wise. And like I said, that good staff say that's what they're able to do, and Coach Collins and his staff, they definitely are a quality group.
Next would be Chris Neves from Noles 347.
Hey, Mike, was wondering, have you made any decisions regarding special teams as far as kicker, punter, return men?
Yeah, we're working on that. I mean, we've got some guys. I mean, that I think put themselves in a good position. Probably gonna wait till game week until we finalize that. Still want some continued competition, and then some of it's going to be in regards, especially with the returners. We got multiple guys we feel confident with that could all see action in the game.
Next would be Matt Baker from Tampa Bay Times.
Hey, Mike, a little offbeat, but in a normal world, you guys would be opening on Saturday. What are you doing Saturday instead?
We're going to be we'll have basically a mock game. We're going to run through now that we have our kick time, basically helping our guys understand what they can expect, what they can plan to see in our pregame, and basically just go through the whole process. We'll get some more situational work, trying to show them everything that they could see, just to build that confidence of how to respond in those situations. Just make sure the organizational aspect of it is as good as that possibly can be, and then continue to work in our preparation. So it's really not that much different. We just moved everything back a week, so this would be basically the normal week before Saturday of our first game.
The last one will be Gene Williams from Warchant.
Hey, good afternoon, Mike. Hey, wanted to ask you about kind of a small topic, but interesting on player number changes, because I know recently, I think Emmett Rice, for instance, it changed to number 1. And I imagine some of those numbers are pretty coveted by the players. What's the process when a guy wants to change a number? How does that work?
Well, it's something that, we evaluate, all aspects of what they're doing. Guy has a desire to be in a different number. I'll take a request, and sometimes those requests get denied, based off of certain actions. And then, obviously, if guys have done a good job of working to the standard of what we want, then you'll see, there's a reward to that. But there's been guys that have had number changes that have had them for a short-lived period of time. But then there's also guys that have got to get an opportunity to change their number and build upon that. So we've had a good number of guys that have changed their number here throughout camp, and that's one of the things that I tell them I want to see it. I want to see their actions when you go through practice when times are hard. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond? And if it's to that standard, then I think it's good to be able to reward guys with if they have a desired number.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.